Guys, met some Russians from St. Petersburg. Asked them how to exchange money because Russian Chinese cards don't work here. They gave me some guy, you know, who makes this like changes. You send money to his mom or grandma in Russia and he gives you euros, so you can live here. But yeah, they told me there is a bar where I can meet lots of Russians. It's called Drunk Octopus, you know. So I'm going there because, yeah, I mean, you know, I want to talk in my own language a little bit, and because it's hard, you know, people in groups, hard to get inside without knowing the language. Guys, I'm now at the Russian bar Drunk Octopus. Look how cultural these Russians who came to Montenegro. You see, they have box in the toilet here for women. Help yourself something, you know. Oh, look, kitty. So guys, I drank with Russians in that bar. What can I tell about kind of people who live in Montenegro? Russians, maybe it will be interesting for Montenegris and other Russians. Oh wow, look how my beautiful kitty here. So it's like really intelligent people, you know. When the bar was closed, they didn't even want to litter with cigarette ends. You know, they put it in their pockets. Yeah. But in the end, it almost a fight happened with me and someone who would you call gopnik, you know. So some very drunk guy came to like almost closing bar. Like first he like shaked hands with everyone, but then in the end he tells me, "You, очкарик." Like, you know, очкарик, it's like a kind of slang word to someone wearing glasses. Like you have problems. And I told him, "You, bыдло." Bыдло, it's like Russian slang word to someone who is like low life person, you know, like gopnik, but even worse. So people tried to separate us, but then in the end he says, "Okay, we'll talk tomorrow," you know. It's like classic, yeah, not today but tomorrow we'll talk, yeah, and tomorrow it will be after tomorrow or something. Yes, but in general, like, people are very cultural here in Montenegro, or the Russians. Yes, there may be kind of weird people a little bit, you know, because Montenegros, they look like tough people, you know, like Niku Bellic type of stuff, like, you know, strong, tall, you know, and so on. But these people, they look like kind of artist type of people. Yes, but they have very big vocabulary in Russian, like intelligent people. But yeah, sometimes like this also, gopnik kind of stuff. And you know, even though Montenegris and Balkan people in general, they look tough, strong, but I don't think they will have like fight without any reason. Well, unless maybe it's like some football fans, you know, but football fans from different teams, they are ready for the fight, you know, and it's kind of fair in a way, but not like just like, okay, you drink in a bar and then suddenly he doesn't like you and so on. Yeah, but I was ready to fight, you know, I was ready to beat his ass, you know, just people separated us. Yeah, So, but yeah, thanks to the other guys who grew up like in provincial Russia. Some Vasya, he separated us. He talked to him. They served in the same army like place. Yeah, but that's very interesting. Yeah, guys, after much, you know, like yeah, the fight didn't happen, but he really insulted many people, not only me. I just was the one who reacted, you know, because before he insulted some other guy, and in the end, like, he insulted like other guys, you know. But what I also think that Russians here, they don't want to have problems with the law, you know, so they, even if you meet this such a gopnik, you know, you kind of try to avoid some bad situations. But I think in Russia it could finish differently, you know, especially before all of these times like we have now, when people behave very carefully, you know. But few years ago, you know, when you insult everyone, yeah, it could finish differently. But when you're abroad, you know, the cultural kind of Russians, you know, we don't want to have any problems with the law and so on, so we kind of try to avoid such bad situations. Okay, good night. Just wanted to tell you this kind of Russian culture, you know. Oh wow, guys, look, in the daytime there were no people at all. Oh, look how giant they have yogurts here. Crazy giant. Guys, cats are huge here. Look, guys, what a car I found. It's Mr. Bean on holidays. You know, when he goes on holidays, he takes this car. It reminds me of that car of Mr. Bean, Enemy, you know, but this one is bigger. No, I think it's the local Mr. Bean, Mr. Beanich, you know, or in local language, Pasulic, Beanich, Pasulic. Oh, guys, that's how they make cemetery here. Very interesting, like purely with cement. In Russia it's more like into the dirt, you know, you put the body in, but you see, guys, here is the Socialist People's Party of Montenegro. So new people for our new something city. Guys, I understand Червена Zvezda is like pretty famous big club, but I wonder why don't they have like their own clubs here, like in Montenegro, for example.
Извините, а може, I don't know what it is, with мясо? Okay, can I have one portion? И може один фанта? Овдje, да, овдje, да.
Guys, I noticed the difference with Bosnia, and you know, in Bosnia they make like this burek or pita, like with lines, you know, you can capsules, you know, you can just take it out by hands, but here they make it like as a one piece, so it's harder to eat.
Może jeden malina tart ovdje. Два пять 10, да? 2 5 10.
Yes.
It seems like, guys, they say ovdje here instead of ovdje. It means here. Like, would you like to eat here or take away? You know, ovdje in Serbian, but in Montenegrin it's like ovdje. Different dialects. Alright, guys, it's time to leave. Herceg Novi. You know, people are very dobrodošli here, you know, they know how to work with like tourists and so on. Every day I was offered like tea, coffee, and you know, they like talk to me. Yeah, very good. Despite of what I said about the cats, you know, but people like really dobrodošli. And you see, the only problem I had here is with Russian gopnik, but in general it's also very safe. I talked with some Russians. They said like they live here for 1.5 years, they've never seen even one homeless guy here. They said sometimes maybe you can meet some beggars who are not even Montenegris, you know, some other people, but very rare. But it really surprises me, guys, how people can look like Niko Bellic here, you know, like tall, high, like this, you know, killer machines or something, but in the same time, like it's very safe, you know. It's really interesting, guys. But another thing I noticed also here in Montenegro, that Balkans is crazy politically. You know, you would think like, okay, Bosnia and Herzegovina, like, yeah, it's 3 different people, 3 different religions. But even here in Montenegro, guys, you know, you would think it's like it's very safe, like people are very welcoming, but you know, sometimes they tell you about each other some stuff which I don't even want to tell here. And to me especially, as I think because I'm Russian, you know, if I was somewhere from New Zealand or something like, you know, Australia or Brazil, they wouldn't tell me like what do they think that much. For example, even here in Herceg Novi, you know, some people consider themselves Serbs, but not just Serbs, you know. First they would say Crnogore Serb, like still it's like Montenegrin Serb. They are proud to be from Montenegro. But then there are like people who recognize themselves as Montenegris, and like they want like to be more independent, you know, from like former Yugoslavia and stuff like that. So no, you know what I mean. I just don't want to go too deep into politics. Yes, but even here people have very different opinions on neighboring countries, and about Russia as well, by the way. People have different opinions here. For example, sometimes you see the cars with Putin's pictures, but then you meet people who say like, well, like, no, you know, I'm even afraid to say about Putin anything. Może, да? Извините, może jeden bilet do Kotor, one ticket to Kotor, to Kotor. А? Да, 12-15, да? А koliko cena? Guys, it's really weird, so even here on the bus station, you know, I wanted to buy a ticket in advance, and now woman wanted to buy in advance. They say, but you can buy just 15 minutes before the bus, you know. But what if there will be no tickets left? I think they just don't count tickets, seats, you know, so you can stand even in a bus. I've heard stories like that. Yeah, but it's only in all of Balkans. They say you can pay later, you know. It's kind of weird though. Yes, but people are very dobrodošli, crazy. You know, I remembered one thing. I noticed there are many songs here, like older songs, especially some Yugoslav songs, and they sing about gosti. I often hear it like gosti. So gosti means like guests. So guests is like the same thing maybe here, you know, for people. So So they might sometimes not like each other, neighboring countries each other, but to guests they are very good. Wow, Chernogorия in the Olympics, but that's not what I wanted to show you. And not even this Lepa athlete. There was my name. Oh yes, Sergey, superstar Chernogorия. You see, he looks like James Bond. Да. Yeah, guys, with buses in Montenegro, service is not that great, though. The only problem here, you know. And it's the first country I've been to where they charge you extra for the luggage, and you know, without a ticket, just like to the hands. It's a bit weird, though. Hard to get any information from the bus drivers, you know. All the foreigners are struggling like. See, guys, how they cover cars from the heat.